Hi, this is Simon Ingalls from ILTC Australia, the English Teaching Specialists, and this is another brief video on the vocabulary series to enhance your vocabulary and build it up gently, bit by bit, if you're working on your English. Today, I'd like to take a look at a phrasal verb, or a set of phrasal verbs. As many of you might know, a phrasal verb is usually when we put a preposition after a verb, and that gives it its own special meaning. Phrasal verbs are important because they are very widely used, they're very commonplace, there's an awful lot of them. And they can be a little bit confusing because just adding a preposition to something can change its meaning. Today, let's have a quick look at the word take. The word take, T-A-K-E. I'd like to look at take as my first phrasal verb because it is very common and very widely used. Almost as much as do, but not quite as much. So thinking of some of the common prepositions, let's have a look at phrasal verbs using take from a point of view of some of the most common prepositions. Okay, so we have up, we have down, we have in, we have out. Take up as our first one, take up. Take up has a few meanings and they're quite useful. You can take up a hobby, you can take up an interest, you can take up a sport, you can take up golf or take up playing golf. Both are okay, both are acceptable uses. You can take up an issue or take up an argument or take up a cause. If you think the local government is doing the wrong thing in some area, you can take up a cause to protest against something. So you can take up a sport or a hobby. You can also take up an argument or a cause or a campaign. Up, let's look at down, take down. Again, more than one meaning. An internet website can take down a video. That person's video was so aggressive and racist that they took it down. Yes, that's good. To take down a video. You can take down an opponent or an enemy. That means you beat them, you defeat them. You can take down writing. You can take down notes. You can go to a lecture and take down a few notes. Take down. They're the most common ones, I think, for take down. So we have up, we have down. How about in? Again, there's a few for in. You can go on a trip and take in the scenery. An old but delightful phrase, you can take in a movie, means go to see a movie, go to see a film. You can take in something, meaning you can understand it. You know, I went to the medical lecture and it was very interesting, but there was a lot to take in. Meaning there was a lot that you had to learn or memorize or come to terms with. Take in. Take in. Okay, we've got take up, take down, take in, take out. Take out, if you're looking at an American action movie, can mean to destroy or blow up something. Take out a bridge. You can take out the rubbish. You can take out the bins. Literally taking something out of somewhere, but that meaning is not too bad. You'll be able to guess that in the context if you hear it. Take out. You can use it in a dating or a social context as well. You can take out somebody to go eat dinner or watch a movie or do whatever people do on dates. I don't know, what do they do nowadays? People still go to movies, right? Nightclubs, dancing, karaoke. You can take someone out. That means basically dating. Take out. Okay, we have up, down, in, out, away. Away has a few that are different to each other. We've got the most common one, take away food, which is obvious, isn't it? You take food away from the restaurant and eat it at home or in the park or something. You can take away in a negative sense. You can take away from somebody's achievement by saying it wasn't so great. You know, they had an extra advantage or an unfair advantage. You can also use the phrase to say you're not doing that. I don't want to take away from their great achievements, but it's also true that blah, 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 blah. Now, the opposite almost to that meaning, or rather a positive meaning rather than negative meaning, you can talk about going to a course or a lecture and talk about what you take away from it in the sense of what you've learned from the experience. You know, I went to this 1 week course, and the most important thing I took away was the need to always check for blah, blah, blah. So you can take away from a course, meaning you criticize it or demean it. But if you take something away from a course, it's often used for what you learned, what you considered most important or most powerful. As you can see, there are a lot of phrasal verbs with take, right? Okay, so far we have take up, take down, take in, take out, take away. Take after. Take after means that you look or act like somebody you're related to, normally an ancestor. So he's very tall. Yes, he takes after his mother. His mother was very tall. He loves music. Oh yeah, he takes after his father. His father was a professional musician. To take after. The good thing with take after is I think that's the only way we use it. It's used to resemble or to be similar to somebody that is, you know, in your lineage, either your parents or grandparents or something. To take after. Take after. Take out, take in, take up, take down. I'm going to look at my notes now and see if there's one I've thought of before but have forgotten. Take away, take on. Take on has a few meanings. You can take on something related to a job or a task. You can take on a responsibility. You can take on a leadership role. You can take on the role of a new promotion or something at work. And again, you can take on something which is sort of social, political, or governmental. You can take on a campaign or take on a cause. Now, take on can be used a bit differently as well in a fight sense. You can take on an enemy. You can compete with another company and take on another company. Take them on face to face. So it's sort of got a fight meaning, and it's also got a job or a work-related meaning. Take on. There are many more, but I think that's enough for you to practice and play with for the moment. There are some others that are less common. The ones we did just now are pretty common though. Most of those are pretty useful. Phrasal verbs, very useful. The method for learning them, I suggest just learn a few of them at a time. You can look them up and learn them. But even better is if you do a lot of reading and you do a lot of listening to TV, movies, television. And when you notice one in context, in its natural environment, then practice it. Then learn what it's pertaining to and learn it from that. Okay, if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section below. If you have any ideas for topics or grammar or vocabulary that you would like me to cover, just let me know. Or even cultural context for language you'd like me to cover, just let me know and I'll do a YouTube for you. If you can like and subscribe, that would also be very useful and helpful. If you would like your work corrected or proofread, I do that by email as well for a small charge. I can teach on Skype. But for free stuff, any questions or requests you put in the comment section, I'm happy to do for free. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Enjoy your study. Take care. Grab yourself a coffee. Open a book. Okay, catch you later.